Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
How's it going? You and me today, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Where's the boss?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good question. She is doing her civic duty, currently on jury duty. Last I knew. Mm-hmm. So we bring up the chat here. We'll see who's watching. We got 21 people. Yeah, good morning. So for those of you that are regulars here, this is not Sherry Doggett. So as Sherry mentioned, she is doing her civic duty, doing jury duty, or she's waiting to find out if she has to do jury duty this week. So I'm here, and as a special guest, you've seen him once before if you tune in, one of my best friends in the entire world, our photographer extraordinaire, Mr. Garett Wolf. I have
Keep up with an introduction like that.
Yeah, I have known this guy. Oh gosh, I have to math. 21 years. Yeah, we met in spring of 2003 at the University of Dayton. So, yes, and we've been buds ever since. So Garett, if you don't know, Garett is Sherry's son-in-law, and he's an engineer by collegiate study. But Garett runs our photo department, videos, also does works on our email marketing campaigns. All that stuff. How did you even get into photography?
Well, I've always been one of those creative type of engineers who likes to make stuff rather than, design something for somebody else. So, the creative part has always been in me.
Yep.
Whether it's drawing or, always liked the mix of the technology and scientific aspects of photography.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of math and things that go along with it.
Yeah.
But it's also incredibly creative.
Yes.
So it's a very cool blend of
a
technical sort of field.
And Garett likes to shoot on film.
I do.
And he's got a darkroom in his basement.
Yep.
So he even develops his own pictures, which is a whole
develop and print and
different art form. So, and if you guys can see us, hear us, give us a thumbs up. Let us know any questions. Kat, good morning. Kat is here regularly, so hopefully everything's going well in Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Good old Nebraska, yeah.
I did.
Kat usually gives us, lets us know how things are going in Nebraska, and then we have an idea of what to expect here in the next week or two. To give you guys a heads up, we have, a lot of people have been asking, we do have a paper mache container coming. I think it's early part of next week. It was supposed to be in Cincinnati here soon. So there's a lot of items, especially like the paper mache masks that people have been asking for. I apologize, those have been out of stock for a while. I probably can't say who bought it, but we have a government entity that purchased a very large quantity, more than we were expecting, and bought out our supply a little while back. So they are going to be on that container. We're going to have a bunch of new stuff coming in here, so you can look for that in the What's New section. If there's anything that you've been looking for that we don't have, let us know, because we can actually put your email on a stock notification list. As soon as those items come back into stock, you'll receive an email notification. And so, again, if you have any questions about the company, items, me, Garett, whatever, so let us know.
If you're a photography nerd, post something about what camera you shoot with, or if any photography questions. One of the coolest things that we ever did was, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. We did a lunch and learn, and I taught a photography class for anybody here that worked at Factory Direct that wanted to sit in, and at lunchtime I took like Friday lunches and did a half an hour how to better your own photography spiel at lunchtime. So that's awesome. Big hit. So we've done a lot of that kind of stuff around here. So I love to teach. I love to get involved. So if anybody's involved in photography, post something up.
Yeah. Let us know. And everyone also needs a friend like Garett, because this is one of those guys that, he can do your wedding photos. He can replace, the power steering pump or brake pads on your car, all kinds of stuff. Sherry normally has her set up with vases, ladders, all that stuff. I couldn't find it this morning, so I attempted to put some stuff. So we put out a Memorial Day themed post on, I believe Nick had posted that on Facebook and Instagram, and that with Memorial Day coming up, letting you guys know that we have a lot of items for Memorial Day.
Yeah, tons of stuff.
Yeah, so just kind of pulled some red, white, and blue mums. We have a lot of American flags in various sizes, some garlands. We do have ornaments
A couple of the ornaments. Right, we've got hearts and stars. The ones I happen to pull are the ones of our Marines, but we've got Army, Navy, Coast Guard, all those too.
Air Force, yeah.
Yep, Air Force.
The whole deal. So a lot of God Bless America stuff. And this kind of, you'll see, we also have the cemetery saddle and
we've got some questions on
block.
those. People didn't even know that they existed.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd grab one just to show in case people don't know about them. All right, so you basically got your saddle frame, right? Then you can bend the ends with the little rubber protectors around the gravestone, so it sits on top, and then you put the floral foam on top, and you can build your floral arrangement on top, and it protects the gravestone while making it look pretty.
Yeah. And with that, if you guys have any Memorial Day traditions, let us know. My family never really had much tradition other than I have a grandfather who's buried in a military cemetery. So I'll be up in Cleveland this weekend visiting some family, so I'll certainly be stopping by there on the way back. Garett's family actually has quite a bit of history with Memorial Day traditions.
Yeah, we always took Memorial Day, and our family grew up in kind of a very small town in Vermont, and my grandfather and his family were the funeral directors and ran the cemetery in the small town where they grew up. So keeping the cemetery clean and decorated was always very important to my family. So we always took Memorial Day as an opportunity to go and clean up all the gravestones, plant flowers, and spend some time remembering all of our ancestors who had served and who had not, and making sure that the cemetery was nice and clean and presentable, and honoring our ancestors in that way, because it was always super important to them. So they ran the funeral home. They had the hearse that took people to and from, and then the hearse also served as the ambulance for the town. So.
for the town?
For the town. Yep, it was the town ambulance and the hearse.
Yeah,
yep.
This is a small town. Was this in Williston?
It was technically Richmond, Vermont.
Richmond, Vermont. Yeah,
yeah,
Garett
around
is,
the turn of the
Garett
century,
is from
1900s.
Yeah, Garett's from a small town called Williston, Vermont,
Which is outside of Burlington.
Outside of Burlington, yeah, I've been there. It's awesome.
Richmond is where my mother's family was from. So.
Yeah, and if you haven't been to Vermont, boy, do I recommend it. I mean, it's gorgeous. I haven't done the trip in the fall. I know you guys generally get real busy.
Avoid that area, yeah. Doesn't matter when you go. There's always lots of stuff to do. It's great. Go ski in the wintertime or go enjoy Lake Champlain and fishing and boating in the summertime. It's an awesome place.
Michelle Lopez, good morning from beautiful sunny Florida. Good morning, Michelle.
Sunny here too.
Yeah, it is sunny here.
Beautiful sunny day here.
Yeah. We have Florida-like weather without the humidity.
Have you been taking advantage of the sunny weather we've had here recently?
Yes. Fishing a lot, walking the dog, mowing the grass like crazy.
Oh, I know.
It's springtime, and that's it's that time where the grass grows like bananas. So and if I go a week, I went like a week and a half without getting to mow, so I had to mow it like 3 times. So otherwise, I end up with clippings and clumps everywhere. How about you guys getting the camper ready for RV ready for camping season?
Yep, riding bikes. That's my big thing. I ride bikes, so I've been riding the bike a lot. The weather's been fantastic.
Literally yesterday, he was walking out of here on his lunch break carrying his bike helmet. So I assume he had brought his bike to work and was going. We have a bunch of parks in the area here that you can go and ride to. So I wish I had time for that. But
take advantage of every opportunity you get to get outside.
Yeah,
do something that makes you happy.
Absolutely. All right, so I have a question for you, because I usually ask Sherry some different questions and stuff. We've done a lot together, trips, concerts, whatever. What's your favorite thing we've ever done?
Oh man, favorite thing we've ever done.
I'm curious if it's going to be the same answer as mine.
We have done a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably our winter trip to Vermont.
Yeah.
When we went skiing, we climbed Camel's Hump, the third tallest mountain in Vermont.
Yes.
We climbed in the snow. There must have been,
it was like 3 or 4 feet of snow.
Oh,
at least.
There was more than 6 or 8 feet of snow.
Yeah.
Probably with snowshoes.
You know that mountain much better.
Up to the top.
Well,
we were so tired. I think we slept for 3 days.
Pretty much, yeah. So it would have been my junior year, Garett's senior year. Garett invited me back to his parents' house for spring break because we both snowboarded and skied in that. So we did that for a couple days. And in his basement, if I remember right, like your dad had a set of snowshoes. I'm like, snowshoes? And he was telling me I'd never gone snowshoeing. So
throw you into the deep end.
Yeah, so take someone from Ohio that's never even put snowshoes on. Garett's like, well, we can go hiking, we can go snowshoeing tomorrow. I was like, Sure, why not? So we rented me a pair of snowshoes, and we had, was it Casey?
Yep, Casey, big Bernese Mountain
Yeah,
Dog.
Garrett's family had a Bernese Mountain Dog that was like, what, 11?
She was like 11 at that
Yeah.
age. Yeah,
She was getting up there. And instead of just taking me like out on a trail or something, he took me to a trail that was 4 miles up the third tallest mountain in Vermont. And we did. We went all the way up to the summit with the dog, and then made our way back down. And I remember your mom telling me somewhere she's got a picture of us like on recliners.
Yes.
I think later that day or the next day, like we couldn't move.
But that was more difficult things.
That was definitely definitely probably my favorite thing. You know, like I said, we've done a lot. Got some comments here. Leanne, good morning from Arizona. I bet it's beautiful there as well. Let's see. Shirley, happy crafting, and here's to many more adventures. Absolutely. We're one of the things that brought us together is we both liked hiking, skiing, snowboarding, mountain biking, just kind of being outside. So there's always going to be adventures. Let's see, what else? Let's see. Is there all your photography? Because we have some of Garett's photography all over the building, things like that. What's your favorite photo you've ever, like, if there's one? Because he's taken pictures in China and in South Korea and pictures around all over the country. Is there one that stands out that like would be your masterpiece?
One that stands out. I don't know.
Yeah, or
there's a lot of memories. There's a lot of memories of shooting.
What's your favorite location
pictures
you've ever shot?
And I think being in China was cool because when we adopted our youngest son from China, all I brought was a film camera. And it was a medium format film camera. So instead of like a normal film camera that shoots on a 35 millimeter negative, this was a medium format camera. So it shot on a negative that was like this big. Right. So that's all I brought was one big medium format film camera. And I was walking around in China all by myself around some of the sightseeing areas. And this one kind of old Chinese man walked up to me, and he had a really, really nice digital camera. One of the top of the line Canon cameras with one of the big white 70 to 200 millimeter lenses. I mean, $5,000 or $6,000 worth of setup.
Yeah.
And he looks at my camera, and his eyes get huge, and he points at it, and he goes, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool, right? And he's like, oh, yeah. And we could communicate it all. But he knew that I loved photography, and I could tell that he loved photography. And we had this amazing connection over photography, and neither of us spoke a lick of the other person's language. But that memory of just two people who couldn't even communicate, but boy, photography, that's one thing that just brought us together.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of one of the things about just like the arts in general, whether it's photography, painting, drawing,
crafting,
music.
Yep.
You can form bonds with people and find common ground with people all over the world. Don't have to speak the same language. Don't have to have the same political or religious beliefs or anything like that. But certainly a common unifier. Let's see. It looks like so Nikki's posting stuff in the comments. Yeah, if you have any adventures or anything like that you've gone on, let us know if you have a favorite trip. Somewhere you think that we should check out sometime. Yeah. It's always fun.
Places to go.
So
always good.
Another update. So with the affiliate program, because we've had more people asking, there is a link now at the bottom of our website to get set up for that. Kind of been overwhelmed by the number of people signed up and interested.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Nikki, anything people have been asking about in any of your posts recently, projects, anything like that?
I don't really think so. I know they've been the butterfly, boxwood butterfly wreath has been a huge hit.
Okay.
Which we actually have that posted on the front page of how to make that, and I can post that in the comments as well.
Awesome.
Cool.
So
It's
Nikki will post
scroll
that
down a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Just scroll down.
Yep. So Nikki will post that in the comments. Let's see. Yeah, we got Memorial Day coming up.
Yeah.
We.
Do you know when Memorial Day was actually a national holiday?
I don't. I should. I feel bad.
Is it crazy?
I have a history degree and I should probably know this, but
1971. It wasn't a national holiday until 1971.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't like it was something more recent, but
it's been celebrated since 1866 after the Civil War.
Right, but it wasn't an official government
official
holiday until
the
I knew
War.
that was. I knew it started with the Civil War. Yeah, I didn't realize it was just that recent that it was like a national holiday.
Yeah. And then in 2000, they introduced the National Moment of Remembrance. So at 3 o'clock local time, I'd forgotten about that, and it's something that I should take part in and remember. 3 o'clock local time, take a moment, just remember those who've served and given us the freedom that we enjoy every day.
Absolutely, absolutely. Kim says, good morning from San Diego. I bet it's beautiful there right now, too. So
still pretty early there.
We're kind of having San Diego-like weather right now, like mid-70s, breezy, not too humid. Let's see. Oh, more... Scott, morning from your best employee.
Scott's about 100 yards that way.
I was gonna say, Scott is literally like just on the a couple walls away from us.
He just walked by waving, I think.
Maybe the blinds are closed. But appreciate that, Scott. All of our employees are our best employees.
Everybody does a lot around here.
Michelle Lopez said, down south they call it Decoration Day.
They do. They call it Decoration Day. I was
unaware of that too.
Yep. As the local holidays used to call it Decoration Day. Yep. And I do. No, they still do that currently.
Looks like Erica said, I need to stop working full time so I can craft all
Oh, I see that. Yeah.
Don't we all?
Yeah, we all have those things that If money wasn't an issue,
money and time, never enough of either.
No, I mean I would love to do nothing other than fish and play guitar all day, but I haven't found a way to monetize either of those. So, fortunately I like my job here, so it doesn't really feel like work. All right. Couple questions. Oh, real quick. Oh, Erica said hello from Prescott, Arizona. Another Arizona. So
Arizona's somewhere I want to go and ride my bike. Some good mountain biking in Arizona.
I was in Arizona a couple years ago. Probably my favorite trip. And I don't really do a lot with photo, but I try to take some pictures when I go. We were at the North Rim of the Grand Canyon, and did you see the picture I took? It was me taking pictures of my wife taking pictures of the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
So Lisa, my wife actually got into photography at least a decade ago because actually Garett sold her a DSLR camera, and then again he mentioned liking to teach, so Garett came over and showed Lisa.
Some basic
kind of the basics of using that, adjusting your different settings, and all that kind of stuff. And anywhere we go now she's got a bevy of lenses for different stuff. And a couple years ago, we went out to southern Utah and northern Arizona for a family vacation. And we were at the North Rim of the Grand Canyon, and Lisa had her camera, and she climbed up. If you ever have gone to the Grand Canyon, especially the North Rim, you can walk out on all these canyon ledges, and they have fences and all that stuff. And one of them, there was this like 3-foot boulder sitting on top of like a natural rock. And so Lisa was taking pictures, and she wanted to get a distant shot, but she didn't want the fence in there. So she climbed up on top of this rock, and she's sitting there looking through her camera, and I just happened to turn over and take one of those. So I have a framed picture of it's my wife basically taking a picture.
Me taking a picture of you taking a picture.
And the whole Grand Canyon behind her and all that. So love Arizona. It's
Southwest is
absolutely
a beautiful area.
The Southwest in general. We go to the beach every year, but at heart I'm more of a mountain desert guy. I grew up going to Las Vegas and stuff like that to visit family. So definitely desert and mountains. Let's see. Red Rocks in Nevada. I have hiked all over Red Rock in Nevada, and it's amazing. If you're ever out in Vegas, the casinos, the strip, and all that stuff is fun. You owe it to yourself. Take a day, make the 20-minute drive, go park on Loop Road around there. And the trails are immaculate. There's, if you're a novice, hiker, climber, there's very basic bouldering areas. You can kind of get your hand at that without any kind of danger. Absolutely do that if you're in Southwest Nevada. Carol said good morning. Oh, let me scroll back up. Good morning from Las Vegas, Nevada. There you go. We were just talking
all the
about
Southwest chiming in this morning.
Carol, let me know if you've been to Red Rocks. It's not too far outside the Henderson area. It's amazing. Yeah, Kat said Red Rocks.
Erica said Whiskey Row.
Whiskey Row.
Whiskey Row. And trails and lakes. Gorgeous.
Are gorgeous this time of year. Awesome. I'm going to have to take note of that for the next time I'm out that way. Linda, good morning from sunny Pennsylvania. Please keep the rain out there. We don't have any any
Hopefully
today.
we send the
It's
sunshine
been
your
nothing
way,
but
'cause
sunshine, and I think that's the
gorgeous.
forecast for the next couple days.
Well, Friday and Saturday look like we've got some rain coming.
Oh.
But meh. What are you going to do? So eventually
Cat
it'll come
stone
your
if you
way.
had rain in the last couple days, because that means we're going to have it, and then that means that it's going to head Linda's way. So we need to let everybody know. Michelle says, "What is different about all these photos and taking photos of craft supplies?" So yeah, how would you what's on a basic level, differences between shooting items here versus shooting a temple in Beijing or something like that.
Well, it's all similar, right? You use very similar concepts in the way that you lay out the way you see the scene, right? The way that you'd frame a subject, right? You generally don't want something dead in the center. You want to set it offset, and then the way that your eye flows through the image, right? You want your eye to be continually moving through the frame, right? You don't want it to be the analogy that I use is you want people flipping through a magazine to stop on your article because of the picture, right? You want them to stop because their eye is continually moving through that frame. You want them to have things to focus on as their eye moves around, and you want it to lead through the frame. And that's kind of the way I see photos, no matter what it is that I'm shooting, whether it's a product that we're shooting on a background or whether it's, the Grand Canyon, the way that the Grand Canyon lays in the frame and kind of swoops around. You want your eye to follow through the frame and have a way to get back to the top and then move back around. If you can trap somebody's eye in that image, like as you're flipping through a magazine, what image is it that makes me stop and look, regardless of what either advertisement or article that is? I want you to stop and look at and have your eye sucked into that. Same thing with product images.
Yeah.
I want it to be interesting. I want something for your eye to grab onto and move through the image.
Absolutely, yeah. And one of the things that we love is we get a lot of compliments on our photos, so much so that we often get people that, maybe they're reselling our items or people that purchase from us, can we use your photos? They're amazing. Sorry, they're copyrighted.
Yeah, we work really, really hard on them. We also want to really showcase the way an item could be used. And also the way the item really looks, because the items that we take photos of are the actual items as they're coming in to our warehouse to be stocked.
Yes.
They're not demo items. They're not samples that we're getting in. They're the actual items that are going into the pick boxes.
Yep.
So we take photos of every single side, try to show you the best that we can. We don't edit them. We don't take out any blemishes. We want you to see exactly what you're going to get. So when you get it, you're happy and you know exactly what's coming.
Correct. Yeah, we never use sample items for photos just in case the manufacturer makes minor tweaks between the time that we approve of something and the time it actually comes in.
Can be vastly different.
Yeah, right. And we have a full check-in process for new items here to make sure they get a description, make sure all the information's double-checked. And one of those things is it'll designate that it needs a photo. So when an item is sent to photo, it's pulled from the actual production lot that we get in here. So we try to shoot it as accurately as possible.
Show you zoomed all the way out so you can see how big it is.
Yep.
Show you zoomed in so you can see the texture and the detail. Show you somebody's hand.
Yeah, I was going to say a hand shot.
And try to show you in some context, put it in a scene where it could go so you've got some context.
Do you guys still do any videos at all?
We do. We try to shoot a quick video showing each side of it for each item.
Awesome.
Those kind of take some time, so they get on as they can.
Kat said it's stormed on and off since last Thursday.
Ugh, bummer.
That's not what I wanted to hear.
And then she said it's great receiving what is actually pictured.
That's correct. Yeah, Kat says great receiving what is pictured. Yeah, I mean, and that's what we try.
Yep.
There are some instances where, if photo is, I don't want to say backed up, but because we shoot every item and we have over 40,000 active items, in some cases we may pull a manufacturer's photo as a temporary placeholder.
Yeah, we try to get them fixed as fast as we can.
Yeah, so if you see an item and maybe there's one like a stock image, there's not many of them, but if you come across that and you do want to see, other shots of that item, let us know. I have plenty of pictures on my iPhone of items sitting on my desk, and I've taken multiple angles of it.
If you get something that looks different than it does on our website too, let us know.
Yeah, because
it happens.
Yeah,
lot to lot, colors can change. Lots of things can change about the items. So if you get something that doesn't quite look like how it's pictured on our website, let us know.
Yeah. Lizzie, I know I saw where you were laughing. Lizzie said, "I like your beer detail."
Thank you very much.
So. There is Here's an Easter egg for you guys. There is a video of Garett floating around our website somewhere, pre-beard, pre-tattoos. Ish.
If you can
He
find
had some.
it.
He had some. He didn't have the sleeves then.
If you can find it, put the link in the comments.
Yeah, let us know where you find it. So I'll give you a hint.
We talked about
Sherry mentioned it's on a product video. It's on it's tagged to that. Sherry mentioned the product in a like a week or two ago in a previous
live video.
Previous live.
It was mentioned.
She was talking about. I'll give one last clue. Well, she was talking about something that we made to copy something that a celebrity wore to an event.
You're getting really detailed now.
I'll leave it at that. Yeah, I know, but if you can find that, you can find that video. If you can find that video, post the link. So you want to see what it looks like without all of that. So I know because you didn't have any facial hair when we met, really. So you just had the little small like the chin strap thing.
The early 2000s,
Yes. Let's see. Let me go through a couple more comments here. Linda said, "I agree. No surprises with FDC. That's the best we can hope for.
Yeah,
is
that's the biggest compliment.
Yeah, when you get an item and it's what you were expecting to get, that's probably the best compliment we can get." Kat said, "Agree about not surprises. Never been disappointed." Thanks, Kat. So we try.
Yep. Even if something doesn't go right, give us a chance to fix it. We will do it.
That's exactly right. And yeah,
we've got the best customer service team ever.
I try. So I think I mean I think what do we say? We're small but mighty. I think it's. I mean, literally, if you guys contact us, you're either going to get me or you're going to get Nikki, who's on the other side of the computer, or you're going to get Deneen. That's it. It's one of the three of us. You might get Adam once in a while as he helps out, but Adam does a lot of stuff here wherever we need help. But he'll even jump on customer service sometimes. But that's it. If you jump on live chat and you see Brian, it's me. If you see Nikki, whatever, we don't use. I had a customer last week that he came on chat and he asked a question. I said hello. And then before I could answer, he said, "What's your blood type?" And I wrote back and I said, "A positive?" And he goes, "Good, now I know you're not a robot." So I was like,
that's a new one.
Yeah, I mean, we've had people ask questions more like, are you a real person or is this a chat bot? Kind of to the point, we can say, yeah, I'm a real person. No, I'm not a bot. How can I help you? This guy came right out with, "What's your blood type?" And I was like, okay, answer. And he's like, "Yeah, now I know you're not a robot, so we can continue." I'm like,
whatever it takes, man.
Continue. How can I help? So,
that's awesome.
Just some of the many random requests. All right, I'm gonna ask you favorite food, and this is somebody that eats like literally. I don't know if there's anything that you don't like.
Pretty much anything. Yeah, I don't know. Sushi.
You like sushi?
You like sushi.
I was gonna say. I thought you said you don't like sushi.
If I had to go grab something right now, I'd go grab a good sushi roll.
Good sushi roll. Mm-hmm. I'm sure I know the answer to this one. Favorite sports team? I'm going to say Boston Bruins.
Boston Bruins, baby.
Yeah, Garett. One of the things that Garett and I instantly bond over, among many things. I should probably tell this story. So, Garett and I met in spring of 2003. I owe this friendship to the sport of paintball. Ironically, if any of you
we haven't played since 2000,
probably 2004. Yeah, but if any of you have like kids or nephews, anything like that are, late 30s, early 40s, kind of like us, in the late 90s, early 2000s, paintball was a very popular sport, and both of us played individually and had done like tournaments and stuff. And I had found out that there was a national collegiate paintball tournament circuit. I was like looking on, and I'm like, Purdue has a paintball team, Ohio State has, all these colleges. So I worked through the University of Dayton and formed a club and team. And this was early 2000s. This was pre-social media. I don't even think MySpace was a thing. Facebook wasn't around yet. So to advertise that I was going to have this meeting for interested people, I went old school. Me and some guys printed off flyers and put them in all the dorms all over campus. And so we had this meeting for anyone interested in this paintball team. And this guy showed up, and I was wearing a band t-shirt. I was wearing a Dream Theater band t-shirt, which is a really nerdy prog rock band that most of you probably have never heard of.
Go check them out if you haven't.
Yeah, if you like, that kind of stuff. And after the meeting, Garett came up and was like, dude, I love that band. And so we started talking, and it was like, oh, we're both musicians. We like the same music. We both love ice hockey. And, it's been a 21-year bromance ever since.
I was going to say love at first.
Love at first, yes. Yes, yes.
Sorry, honey.
Yeah, sorry, Lisa. I met Garett first.
By like 6 months.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Still counts.
It wasn't by much, but much longer. But Shelly says you were so great when I notified you that my address was wrong in my order form. Great to have instant help. Yeah, always happy to help out with that. We
Mistakes happen.
do the best we can as far as getting stuff fixed when we can. In some cases, especially with addresses, it might be something where maybe you forgot to update the address in your account, or if you were using like an automated checkout thing, PayPal Express or Amazon. If you notice that, contact us as soon as possible, because right now a lot of orders are shipping out the same day. I had someone the other day that sent an email saying, hey, cancel the order I just placed an hour ago. It had already shipped. Because we were getting caught up, and it was a real small order, so we were able to pick it quick. We try before the end of the day, if there's any small orders hanging in there that we can get quickly, we try to grab those real fast. So if you ever do notice like an address issue, please let us know as soon as you can, because as long as the label hasn't been generated, we can fix it. And in some cases, if it was generated recently, we might be able to find it real quick.
Dig through the box.
We have
UPS truck.
Yeah, we have giant pallet boxes back there that everything goes in. So if it was in the last 5 or 10 minutes, we might be able to find it and void the label. But yeah, let us know anything like that. If you're having issues updating your address in your account, anything like that, I had someone this morning that I spoke with. They said I updated it, but their old address was still set as their default on their address book when they checked out. So I changed that, and I was able to go in, get the old address taken off. So anything, stuff like that, certainly let us know. Let's see. Linda said, love that customer service are English-speaking people. We do too. I mean, we do. We get that a lot, especially. I get it a lot, and I'm sure Nikki and Deneen do too, when people place call requests or they call here, and they might be expecting someone in a call center overseas. I get bombarded with emails daily from companies that, hey, you want to we run these call centers, overseas. We can outsource your customer service, and the reply I give them all the time is, thanks but no thanks. And I had a gentleman kind of get argumentative and said, well, why? What's your issue with that? And I said, well, if your call center is overseas and someone wants to know, like this morning, we have these glass terrariums that have ornaments and there's a hole in the middle to put stuff inside. And somebody says, hey, what's the opening size of that hole? Someone in India or China or wherever is not going to have that. They might not have that information. Whereas I can be like, give me 2 minutes, I'll run to the warehouse with a ruler, I will measure it, and I will let you know. So that's why we will always do everything in-house. We're never going to use automation, chat bots, anything like that. So our competitors do, more power to them, but we don't want to do stuff the way they do. So
we take pride in that stuff.
Yeah.
Giving you what you see and helping you out any way we can.
Absolutely. Let's see. And then Tracy Dietrich. Hi from Alaska. Great to see you. I think Tracy's been here before.
Yeah, she has.
So I was going to say Alaska, as usually. He said, here in Alaska, we are having a Walmart grand reopening, and the announcement is in Spanish.
What?
Not what I would think you'd be hearing from Alaska, but
the announcement in Inuit.
Yeah, exactly. English and Inuit. So. Well, Tracy, thanks for joining us. Yeah, I thought I'd recognize the name. So,
have you ever been to Alaska?
I've not.
That's on my bucket list of places to go.
Alaska and Hawaii are like the two as far as the U.S. But I know Nikki's been to Hawaii.
Funny story. So my wife and her family, my in-laws, took a cruise to Alaska, and my wife saw Alaska through the porthole because she had chicken pox on the cruise.
Oh man!
So I think she wants to go back too because she's only seen Alaska through the porthole. So.
And there's Deneen, right on cue. Let's see. Deneen said, I'll let the bromance pass this time. Thanks, Deneen. So I appreciate that. Hopefully, you let it continue to pass. So Tracy said, you got to get here is beautiful. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I know people that have been to Alaska, and everyone, all I ever hear is pictures don't do it justice. So I know a couple people that have, actually just gone there to hike and climb and stuff, bike, and then I know people that have done Alaskan cruises and stuff like that.
And that was a traveling nurse, and she loved it there, and she's moved there and created a family there.
Awesome. Yeah. Sometimes places just
suck you in, and you never get out.
They just suck you in, and you never get out.
Nothing wrong with that.
So
it's amazing.
Scott said, I'll be there next week. Scott, you're going to Alaska?
Nice, Scott.
How did I not know this? Scott works like 40 feet from my desk, and I had no idea he's going to Alaska. So maybe we'll get some of Scott. Scott, take good pictures, and then maybe we'll post them. Yeah. Yeah, entice us. So if you guys have anything else, we're running up on almost 40 minutes here. If you guys have any other questions real quick, we can get to those.
Craft ideas.
Yeah, craft ideas, anything.
I'm here too.
If Mother's Day is coming up, so if you have any ideas for what Garett and I should get our wives. Deneen, I know you're watching, so maybe there might be some spoilers if someone leaves something and then Garett, hands you that in the gift bag. But, just believe him if he says he had the idea before he saw that comment. So, Scott's going there for 2 weeks. Man, sounds awesome.
That does sound fantastic.
Tracy said, I miss New England, but she does get to go in the fall, so... Denise said, "Can she give ideas for Mother's Day gifts? If you want, you can post them. You can post them here, or you can tell him later over dinner. However you want to do it, Deneen." So Tracy said, "Don't get a vacuum. Don't get the vacuum."
We're good on vacuums.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's different. My wife asked for a vacuum one year
I asked for a dumpster so I can clean out my house.
Yeah, I mean,
all I want for Mother's Day is a dumpster. So I can
we were talking about we need to get a new power washer for the house, and my wife's like, "Well, that can be your early Father's Day gift." I'm like, why not?
Yeah, exactly. The older you get, the more practical you get.
Yeah, I don't need much anymore at this point, but So. All right, guys.
Awesome.
Well, Sherry will be back next week. Thanks for joining us. Michelle Lopez, real quick, said, she said, but if you use the vacuum.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, if it's something practical and you're going to use.
If it makes your daily life easier.
Uses it. Mm-hmm. That's what
I vacuum.
If it makes cleaning the house faster and you can spend more time with your family, it's all good by me.
I'm starting to get my oldest to vacuum.
Linda said, flowering trees are good gifts. They keep giving.
That is
true.
That's very true.
That's a very good one. Yeah. Cool. Thanks, Linda. Good idea.
Yeah.
So I might have to think about that because my wife loves flowering. We have a magnolia bush, and mulberry trees, all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Excellent.
So Sherry will be back next week. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for putting up with us and our dumb banter. and again, if you guys have anything you want to know about, any craft ideas, any project ideas, anything you might want to see Nikki throw up there. Yeah. What are you guys working on?
What kind of springy ideas you got?
Yeah, spring ideas. If you have any Memorial Day traditions, let's fill up the comments. If you're watching on replay, absolutely still leave those comments and all that. We'll get back to you. Yeah. And we'll see you next week, 10 a.m. Thursday. Have a good weekend, guys.